Luke Humphreys, Nathan Aspinall and Luke Littler. Stephen Bunting will then take to the forum stage, and last but not least, Johnny Clayton takes on two-time world quarter-finalist Darius Labanauskas. But it's time for a first glimpse at one of our 2025 World Series event winners, champion at the Dutch Masters and second seed here in Copenhagen. Let's get the thoughts of Rob Cross.
Rob Cross, our winner in the Netherlands last time out in the World Series. Number 2 seed here this weekend. Do you feel like number 2 seed?
I suppose not really, you know. I had an abysmal sort of Bahrain, but made up for it in the Netherlands, and I really enjoyed the World Series anyway. For me, it doesn't matter whether I'm number 16 seed or number 1 seed, you know. Seem to come in, play well and always perform.
Did you enjoy the Premier League? Felt like a kind of frustrating experience.
I suppose I did enjoy the Premier League, but sort of as you come to the end of it, like that last week, and you can't do nothing with it. Yeah, it was tough. It was tough then.
Well, you say you like the World Series. This is a good one. Big crowds, good regional players, and of course you made the final last year, so you know all about this one.
Yeah, I like Copenhagen, you know. I come here last year, there's loads to do here and all, so yeah, I'm looking forward to it. If I get through the first round, I think I'll be dangerous.
Well, that is a question, because we've got a really high quality set of players, and Andreas Harrysson, this guy is a top quality operator. He smashed up Michael Smith last weekend.
Yeah, I've not been watching darts, but when the draw come out, my old man, he said to me, he said, you got a tough one. And I'm like, I'll be all right, you know, you just sort of got to wear it, haven't you? But no, I think I play well. I'm nice and fresh. I always seem to perform after an holiday and a little break. So hopefully that's the case this weekend.
Go and enjoy it.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
If I make it past round 1 in Copenhagen, I will be dangerous. You have been warned. It's been a mixed campaign so far on the World Series for Rob Cross. Abysmal, in his words, in Bahrain, and then a title in the Dutch capital. How will he fare in Copenhagen? It is time to find out.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the action. We are coming to you live from magnificent Copenhagen! The Mr. Vegas Nordic Darts Masters, all brought to you by the Professional Darts Corporation. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to meet the players. Would you please welcome from Sweden, Andreas Dirty Harrysson! Gentlemen, winner of 2 European Championships, 5 World Series titles, a World Match Play champion and the former champion of the world, Rob Cross!
Two matches down already in this year's Nordic Darts Masters. Victories already for Gedwin Price, the defending champion. He's just won against Cordecker 6-3. Chris Dobey won in the opening match against Jeffrey de Graaf. And it's Chris Dobey who awaits the winner of this contest, Rob Cross, who's won 5 times on the World Series already. Once this year he won in the Dutch Darts Masters. The Premier League, however, didn't go to plan. There were some positive displays in there for Rob Cross, but again, he will see it as a disappointing campaign. His opponent is a player that's improving massively. Had a great run last week in Leverkusen. His best performance here was a first-round exit a couple of years ago. But yeah, those performances last week really stand out in Leverkusen. A victory over Raymond van Barneveld, and even more impressively, dismantling Michael Smith 6-1 with 106 average, for eventually succumbing to runner-up last week, Damon Heta. This is a tough task for Harrysson. Rob Cross, an experienced World Series player. And there we see his CV on this. I mentioned the 5 World Series win. 2018 World Champion, currently ranked number 9 in the world. But Mark Wilson, this is the one where people thinking this is the big potential for the upset, mainly based on what Harrysson did last week in Leverkusen.
Yeah, I think that's a perfectly fair point. This is a tough draw for Rob Cross. And Harrysson will be fancying his chances here. We know in one-off games he's more than a match for anyone, and this is the potential banana skin for all the PDC stars. I think there'll be a few players delighted they didn't get drawn against Andreas. This is going to be a tough game, but Rob Cross, as you mentioned, more wins than anyone else in the field when it comes to World Series of Darts titles, so he knows what it takes to win. We're up here last year. He'll be hoping to get off to a good start. But that, not the start he would have envisaged.
Yeah, lost out in the final here, as you mentioned, 12 months ago, and it was just on the back of winning in New York against Gedwin Price. Rob Cross, in that pre-match interview with Dan, saying how much he enjoys the World Series, and regardless of his sort of seed and his form coming into him, he always feels like he can lift the title.
100.
We saw him in Bahrain. He lost to Paulo Nebrida in the opening game. That was a big upset, and he bounced back the week after with a win in Holland. But this is some start from Harrysson, and the Swedes that are in this big crowd here, well, they're on their feet because their man has got off to a flying start here.
And importantly, against the darts as well.
140.
With that 140 from Rob Cross, he trails in this leg. Bright start from Harrysson.
55.
We've seen in the opening couple of games tonight the big name PDC stars have been allowed to get into an early lead.
100.
Can Harrysson change the theme here? 19's the target. Oh, that's a great first start. Just plays it safe. Now he needs the bullseye for the opening leg, and that is right in the middle. Not much emotion from Dirty Harry, but that was bang on target.
Second leg, Andreas.
You touched on the point, Mark, that the opening 2 games, Jeffrey de Graaf didn't make a good start. Cordecker wasn't allowed to make a good start. So if you're going to cause a bit of a stir, a bit of an upset, you need a bright start. Against the darts, a 1-2-6. And very little reaction. He knows there's plenty more to do here, and you can see how quickly it can turn around. A poor visit to start the leg from Andreas.
93.
It just puts Rob Cross on notice, if he wasn't already, that this is not going to be a straightforward affair. However, Harrysson has rather fluffed his lines at the start of leg 2.
What contrast from the opening leg. After 6 darts in leg 1, Andreas Harrysson was on 181. He's not even at the 400 here. It's kind of gifting Rob Cross the opportunity to break straight back.
He's been in great form, hasn't he, on the Nordic and Baltic Tour. He's reached 4 finals already this year, 2 wins and 2 losses in those finals, but it just shows that week in, week out, his game is in good order. We know this fella can throw a bit as well.
Rob Cross, a classy operator, isn't he? And Andreas Harrysson will know not to get carried away with just an early breaker throw.
134.
It's a better visit. And Steele finds him trailing in the leg.
Beautiful visit from Cross, ensures he will get his first look at a double. Nothing Harrysson can do here, and will need a treble to get down to a finish.
100.
And he gets one.
Robbie required 36.
Double is really comfortable on here, Rob, but a comfortable break back as well. Well, that is a mess. I mean, it's likely he'll return, but he's got no room for error when and if he returns at the double one.
Well, they got gradually worse, and that is only the width of a wire away from really piling on the pressure.
60.
Double one for Rob Cross.
Required 2.
Those last two darts at double were a mile away. This one's got to be right on target, and he's bust his score.
Andreas, you require.
He was
80.
cruising in this leg. The dart at double 9, and particularly the one at double 2, were just rushed and really erratic. Opportunity
60.
missed for a 2-leg lead.
Robbie required 2.
More chances for Rob.
Is it going to be one up, one in? No, it's one straight in. And Rob Cross gets the break back. Harrysson will be disappointed there, having got two chances, having looked miles out of the race in leg 2, and we're all level at 1-1.
He missed a big trick in more ways than one there, Andreas Harrysson. The leg would have given him a 2-leg lead, but it was just a
100.
really dented the confidence of Rob Cross. Those legs are hard to sort of stomach and hard to recover from. Harrysson would have now been throwing out Rob Cross's throw again to try and get a 3-leg lead, but instead it's Cross. Let's have it right. The leg went to his rightful owner, but a big opportunity missed from Harrysson.
Sometimes a psychological blow you can strike is almost worth more than the one leg on the board.
95.
Actually, it's been really warm in Copenhagen. You can see the players already are starting to sweat up.
100.
Cross starting down the bottom of the board. So what his ranking of wheel number 9. He dropped 3 spots because of the way results went against him last week in Leverkusen, so still inside the wheel's top 10, but we want a strong end to the year, Rob.
140.
It's so tight now, isn't it, in those top 10 positions in the ranking events. One result can move you up or down significantly.
140. Andreas,
Cross
you
is
require
defending a final at the
121.
Grand Slam the back end of the year. He had a run to the World Championship semi-finals as well. Would he hit a ball? Can't find another one.
Wasn't a million miles away. Will he come back? Or will Rob Cross step in? Well, that again is a wild dart. And Andreas Harrysson is coming back here.
79. Andreas, you require 25.
To start the match with a hat-trick of breaks a throw, and that trend has continued. And it's Harrysson who leads again.
Fourth leg, Andreas to throw first. Game on.
We're all wondering at the start of the night, where would the shock come? And I think the majority of people were looking at this game, rightly or wrongly.
100.
Cross did win the last World Series of Darts event in Den Bosch.
Coming off the back of a disappointing Premier League campaign. Now, people have picked this game out because of what Andreas Harrysson did last week in Leverkusen and just know what levels he can reach. And
60.
it's more of a compliment to him than a sort of disservice to Rob Cross.
As well as that World Series of Darts title, he did win the opening Players' Championship event as well, so he has picked up a couple of wins. It's Speaking of picking up, the numbers are starting to go up now as well. Harrysson with that visit. Looks like we're going to continue with the breaks of throw at the start of this match.
After two fairly one-sided matches to start the night, this one's a bit more nip and tuck at the beginning here. Looks like we're heading for yet another break of throw.
134.
Decent visit, but not enough to get him down to a finish. So Cross has got time here. Another one of those will be very nice. Now he just composes himself. The trademark pause. And again, the double is way off, but it was a safe throw, knowing he'll be back for 3 darts at double 10.
Yeah, that's what was key. He was wild in that second leg, throwing at double 9 and double 2. Yes, he missed that double 10, but he didn't miss inside, and that had to start chasing up with double 5. Needs a bit more urgency here. Harrysson waiting on tops if the opportunity arises. But it's not going to. And the run of breaks of throw continues. 4 legs played, 4 all against the throw.
Game on.
Rob Cross, who would have the throw in a deciding leg should we get all that way.
51.
Well, it's another loose start to the leg from the player throwing first. And Harrysson step in.
60.
Neither player's just grabbing this match by the scruff of the neck, are they? They're just doing some good things and then doing it with poor visits, and they're both following a similar trend. It's where we're arriving at very similar averages.
60.
Harrysson didn't quite understand how that second dart didn't go in the treble, but it didn't. You just wonder here for Rob Cross, who struggled early on. If he can put a little burst on that, we know he's more than capable of. He could set up that tie tomorrow night with Chris Dobie.
100.
He's in a good position now, Rob, to lead for the first time in the match. It's a good leg from Rob.
He's starting to find that first dart treble a little bit more now. And Harrysson,
41.
that's a light visit. So Cross again has got time. This for a lead for the first time here in Copenhagen. Double 16. Nicely done. Nicely done. That dart right in the middle of the double 16 and Cross in front for the first time.
Game on.
Back-to-back 14 dart legs from Rob Cross. Turns a 2-1 deficit into a 3-2 lead. He's halfway from that clash with Hollywood Chris Dobie in the quarterfinals tomorrow.
Yeah, just that second leg going over the 5 visits, and both players had darts to win that leg, and you wonder when this washes up, was that Harrisson's chance? But you can start hitting the treble more. Oh, not that one.
83.
He's still got a chance.
Yeah, that leg you mentioned as well, the one that went over 5 visits. Robert teed up the leg pretty well and just made a mess on the doubles, didn't he? And eventually getting over the line. Both players playing some pretty decent stuff. Harrysson, when he got those breaks of throw, just wasn't forceful with them. Didn't consolidate them, didn't build himself up a lead.
And against the elite players, you only get so many chances.
96. Andreas, you require 157.
So Harrysson then to level up the game. Oh, shot was on.
97.
Tees it up nicely.
Yeah, that's okay. Decent response from the Swede. One of only 2 players in the field that doesn't hold a tour card.
Andreas, you require 60.
The other Darius Labanowskis, who wraps things up this evening when he faces Johnny Clayton.
20.
Relying on Rob Cross not taking out this 158. But missed opportunities for a level game for Andreas.
Can't find the tried and trusted treble 18. It's a tops for a level match. Big moments for the Swede, but he holds his nerve and he holds his throne. We're all level at 3 apiece.
To say without a fair score line here. A couple of holds a throw,
125.
4 breaks a throw. Still Rob Cross virtue of winning that ball in the back room in the ascendancy, but it's just seems really in the balance this match either way.
140.
We're at that point now where a good 3 or 4 visits could well determine the outcome of it.
100.
Neither player able to get themselves some breathing space, get themselves a cushion. There's never been one leg between both the players. In stark contrast to our opening 2 contests, Chris Dobie and Gedwin Price have advanced. And they just raced into leads and kept their opponents at arm's length.
Well, wasn't quite going for that, but he'll take it. And again, strays into the single 4. Well, he's got the comfort blanket of a second bite of the cherry here.
As long as you get, when you're on that position, as long as you get yourself to a single to double off the 1-2-1, that's the minimum requirement. Rob's done that. You'll have options here
42.
to lead again.
And
he's got plenty
50.
of time with this 50.
Well then, he has split it.
46.
Well, Harrysson now will be kicking himself that he's not left any kind of finish.
This is where he's got to throw with... He'll be
42.
disappointed here because this ain't a gimme. Rob Cross already made a mess of this double 2 and the switch up to double 1. But the setup play is going to make Rob Cross feel a little bit at ease going for that double 2. And he does
Rob
lead
Cross.
again.
8th leg, Andreas to throw first.
Andreas has had opportunities to really put Rob Cross under the pump here. He's still more than in this game. Might just be about who can hold their nerve in the latter stages here. Brilliant crowd, the atmosphere growing. There's still plenty more superb darts to come.
Neither player
92.
at their very best, but neither player wilting. They keep coming back at their opponent.
You can almost sense the tension building.
97.
It's a decent visit. Leaves the 1-3-2. Champagne shot and cross. Oh, this is nice. Oh, that's outstanding.
64.
Outstanding from Rob Cross. And this has to go the champagne shot. And he's not on.
Courtesy of that visit from Rob Cross, he's going to get a look at the 1-4-2. Is it going to come down to a
84.
big ton plus finish just to get one of these players some breathing space? Well, staring down. And the opportunity's not going to come here.
It's just evading him, isn't it, that treble 18?
37.
And that's not a great
Andreas
visit either,
48.
because... Oh, he's
No
bust. What a
score.
disaster. He's going for single 16 to leave double 16. He's hit the treble that scores 48 and busts his score. That is a darting disaster.
Will he be made to pay? Could be a game changer, this. And he's got away with it. He needs to be miles away from that treble this time. Careless from Andreas Harrysson, but he gets another goal.
Well, he should have been nearer the double. Well, he's hit the single 8. He's still got to finish tops. Well, he got there in the end. It didn't prove costly, but just for a moment, Andreas Harrisson's heart would have been in his mouth there. And he trudges to the back of the hockey. And it's now, in effect, a best of 3.
100.
Andreas Harrysson, on his only other appearance at the Nordic Darts Masters a couple of years ago, was competitive against Michael Van Gogh and eventually losing 6-3.
100.
But this is well and truly in the melting pot now. Effectively at a best of 3. Andreas will still have to find a break or throw, but can take comfort. He's already broken Andreas Harrysson on a couple of occasions in the match.
140.
Good visit again from Cross. Who's going to blink first?
41.
That feels inefficient. Cross is weighing in now, showing his class, showing his quality.
170.
Credit to Rob. After all those breaks of throw at the beginning of the match, he's defended his throw really well. And even with a match there, Harrysson wasn't leaving the finish.
Robbie required 91.
Time to lay it and put himself in a great position to go one away from the quarterfinals, Rob Cross.
He's straight into the wrong number again. Well, that's 50 scored.
59.
Single 9 will leave double 16.
Yeah, that's fine though. Come back and just leave yourself 3 in hand at a double. Harrysson way back.
60.
Does leave a finish.
Robbie required 50.
Cross the lead again.
To go within 1.
Game shown the 9th
Tidies
flag.
it up. And Rob Cross is now 1 leg away from seeing off Andreas Harrysson, who's got to hold his throw here to stay in this match.
He needs to hold throw, then somehow find a way to break the Rob Cross throw.
140.
He started well in this leg, Andreas.
134.
Good response though from Cross.
Harrysson send this match to the sun. That's a big last start from Rob. Just keeps himself in touch.
Another one of those. He's coming down for cover.
97.
Well, he's left a finish. Can Cross leave a smaller one?
Yeah, it looks like he's going to try and force another one through.
100. Andreas, you require.
There's an option to attack the treble
164.
17, but he felt he could find a way through. And this is where Harrysson has to be careful. A good recovery. 103 remaining.
Robbie require 167.
Well, they're hoping this 167 doesn't go. Rob Cross is certainly hoping it does. But he can't start the combination, so Harrysson will get a chance to take us all the way.
91. Andreas, you require 84.
He may just be restricted to one dart at the ball. And he gets the chance to level up, and he's marginally missed the double 7. Match-winning opportunity incoming for Rob Cross.
Harrysson had the chance, and he didn't take it. Oh, wow, wild dart.
Yeah.
That's single 4.
That has just completely slipped out of his hand, but what a recovery!
What a recovery this would be! What a way to win it for Rob Cross! From the ridiculous to the sublime, a double out after he missed his first start. He hits 2 double 18s to see him safely through. Rob Cross has seen off the Swede Andreas Harrysson, but he was made to work mighty hard for it. Rob Cross is through by 6 legs to 4.